What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at my strongest team for the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition. I am running Snorlax with Lick, Body Slam, and Earthquake on the lead, Talonflame as my closer, and Shadow Charizard with Dragon Breath as my save swap. And you're going to see why I'm running Dragon Breath throughout this video. I'm not saying it's strictly better than Wing Attack, first of all, before anyone gets defensive. But in this meta, and especially on the safe swap, I do think that it is better, especially on the safe swap. That's very key, and you're going to see why, especially I think in like the second half of these, you'll see more of me safe swapping. I try to keep these battles more in order because I had a 5-0 set last night, and then I had 2 more 5-0 sets today. So yeah, I played 7 sets with this team, and 3 of them were 5-0s. So I think the first 4 battles were from my 5-0 last night, and then some of these others are just from battles throughout the day today, because I wanted to make sure that I was showcasing a variety of different matchups so you would know how to play this team to the best of your ability. We're gonna be jumping on into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. By the way, I'm sorry if my voice cuts out a little bit throughout this. I do got some water here for me to drink. This is my 3rd time recording. I recorded it once and I started coughing, still a little bit sick. I recorded it a 2nd time and made it all the way to the end, only to realize I hadn't hit the record button. So this is take number 3. My voice is really giving out on me, but we're gonna try to make it through it. Let's get it going. All right, so throwing the flame charge here into the water, we grabbed the final shield. It was a CMP tie, which is exactly what I was playing for. We needed that CMP tie to be able to win this battle. I'm going to be building up some extra energy and going for the body slam, hoping this is enough to take out this Walrein. They are into the red. However, it's actually not. Luckily, one more lick does do the job. Out comes the A9, and we make it to another body slam. Even though A9 is pretty bulky, this will be enough to take them out. So let's go ahead and talk about Snorlax, right? Snorlax lead. That's actually where I started with this team, because there's only 2 real big threats for it in this meta, right? Goon, number 1, and Virizion, number 2. Goon, you can act like you have superpower and you're going to grab shields mid-game. Virizion, a little bit tougher, but you're going to see one right here. So let's go ahead and jump on into this battle. Jellicent answering for my Shadow Dragon Breath Charizard. Dragon Breath does do some nice damage here. Potentially I could double shield if they don't bait me. If I don't get bubble beamed, I think you could 2 shield and win that, but not really worth it when I know I can just come in with my Snorlax and just farm this all the way down, leave with a ton of energy on my Snorlax. So they do have Ice Beam, which does hit for neutral. I guess like bubble beam would actually be a little bit better because I'd get slightly more farm. But that's fine. Ice Beam doesn't do too much damage to me. Puts me into the red there. Coming in with my Talonflame, they're coming out with their own Shadow Snorlax. So Shadow honestly might be better in this meta. I don't know. I don't have a Shadow Snorlax. Regular ones obviously put in work for me. So I think if you have a regular one, you're good. If you have a Shadow one you'd rather use, go for it. We're going to be shooting up everything from this Lax. We know we got to do damage, right, with this Talonflame. So we're going to be throwing the next Flame Charge. It's going to be grabbing the first shield from the Snorlax. However, these Incinerates are doing a ton of damage now. I recognize that I only need 1 more Incinerate to KO the Shadow Lax. And we're going to be getting it right here. They're not going to get another body slam off. So I'm going to throw 1 more Incinerate before the Flame Charge. That is proper timing. And this Flame Charge, of course, will be grabbing the final shield. Now, if they throw a Sacred Sword, it's not going to KO. They need to throw the Stone Edge to be able to take out my Talonflame. And now they are energy dry. So Snorlax comes in, I throw 2 licks, and then I throw the body slam, right? Minimizing the amount of extra energy they get while maximizing the amount of damage that I'm putting out with the licks. Again, 2 licks, then the body slam, then 1 last time, 2 licks, and the body slam. 3 body slams coming out of Snorlax, and that's going to be enough to take out the Virizion, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Snorlax taking out Virizion for basically full health is absolutely nuts. I loved that game. I was very happy with it. All right, into the next one. Up against a Celesteela. I think that's right. Celesteela. So technically a core breaker to my team, since it is going to be resisting the body slams and earthquakes from my Snorlax. And it's going to be doing double super effective damage to Talonflame and Shadow Charizard with its smackdowns. So definitely want to throw up a shield here. I need to get this as low as possible with my Lax. It's going to be the Iron Head. So we did shoot up the big move there. Now throwing again, I thought this would only be a body slam. It's actually another Iron Head. So does put me into the red. Lax is still farming up, and yeah, this is not as big of a core breaker as I originally thought, because we're going to be able to get off 2 more body slams. We actually are going to be able to win this in the 1 shield. Yeah. They do throw up a 2nd shield, which is not great, but we only take 1 smackdown. We get to incinerate through, and then they hit me with the body slam. So not the worst. However, they have a 2nd smackdown user with Chestnut in the back. Going for the Brave Bird, and I'm just praying. I'm praying they don't have a 3rd smackdown user. And luckily for me, no, it's going to be a Virizion in the back. We can safely shield up whatever they throw here. It could be the Stone Edge, and it is. And we're just going to get to the Blast Burn. Blast Burn easily going to be taking out the Virizion any day of the week. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. I like how you can see the sky change there. That's actually kind of cool. Snorlax into Charizard. Shadow Charizard. So I like to just stay in here. You don't really want Talonflame up against a Charizard ever. Then you gotta land the Brave Bird, and that's just sketchy, right? We're gonna stay in. They almost always will go for the nuke move first. However, I rarely shield my Charizard. They swap out into A9. I'm gonna be able to align Talonflame on it. There's been so many games in the last 2 days that I've just been able to do this. Like align my Talonflame onto A9, build up to 100 energy, and now I'm going to be able to take out this A9. I'm going to have boosted Incinerates, and I'm likely going to get a shield from whatever comes back in because I have the threat of Brave Bird. Talonflame's been mad consistent for me. So out comes Zard. We throw 1 Incinerate. We're going to bait. I'm going to go for the Flame Charge. I don't want them to farm me down. And yeah, perfect. They throw immediately. So here's one of the first showcases of where Dragon Breath Zard is so good. We're going to come in here. We're just going to have to shield once. And we're going to be able to farm them all the way down while they've done very minimal damage to my Zard. They go straight for the Blast Burn. They weren't going to make it to 2 moves. And they come out with an Aurorus. So again, Shadow Dragon Breaths adding up, making this Blast Burn actually do something, puts them into the red. If y'all run Wing Attack, you know you need a Blast Burn plus a Dragon Claw. That's not true. That's not true for the Shadow. I do throw up a shield there, though. I'm going to come in with my Snorlax. I have back-to-back body slams to store it, and they just know it's over. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. Alright, jumping into the next battle, going to have Snorlax into Lapras. This is definitely where we want to see it. One of the matchups where Superpower would be useful. However, you really want Earthquake, and here's the reasons why. Number one, Ampharos. If Ampharos comes in, you don't want it on your backline. You definitely don't want it on your backline. Not a single Ampharos has shielded my Earthquake. So you shield once. In case they Focus Blast, and then you throw the Earthquake, and you have a full health Zard. I think you'll see it. I think you'll see it later in this video. The second big one is Giratina. Talonflame doesn't want to see Giratina. So if you see a Giratina lead, you're staying in. If you have Body Slam and Superpower, you lose that matchup with Snorlax. But if you have Earthquake, you don't technically win it, but you get it very, very low. And then you just come in and you farm down with either your other 2 Pokemon. Personally, I don't throw my last Body Slam against Giratinas. That way I can get more farm with my Zard. But you can play that how you want to. If you want to throw that last Body Slam and then come in with Talonflame, that's perfectly fine as well. Anyways, back to this battle. We have a Virizion here. They do decide to shield it. I'm going to be farming up. They did keep that Lapras alive. However, I am able to farm up to 80 energy here. Throw the Flame Charge. I'm going to be 1 Incinerate away from the Brave Bird. So they come in with Lapras. That's perfectly fine. We're going to go straight for the Brave Bird. Not taking any chances with the Flame Charge. Maybe it would have been enough. Didn't really want to risk it. I do hard swap into my Zard. They come out with their Zard. And I make a mistake. I just miscounted. I thought they were still 1 away from the Blast Burn here. I should have thrown the Claw. And now this game gets a lot more sticky. Because I'm going to come in with Talonflame, and even though it's pretty healthy, I need 3 Incinerates to make it to the Brave Bird. And then at that time, they're easily going to make it to another Blast Burn. That's going to be taking out my Talonflame. I was a little worried, but then I remembered my Snorlax has this Body Slam stored. Charizard, not that bulky. This is going to be enough to take them out. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Into the next batter, going to have Snorlax up against a magnezone lead. So another one, superpower would be nice. And I'm not ever going to really go Earthquake against this thing because magnezone's very glassy. The threat of a superpower is going to pull a shield. So I'm just going to build up like I have superpower. I'm going to throw it immediately and we grab the shield. Perfect. Perfectly fine with me. They're going to be throwing some energy here. It is the wild charge. That's perfectly fine. They're throwing back to back. This could be another wild charge. And if it is, it'll take me out. But then I can come in with Talonflame and just farm them down unless they swap out, which is exactly what happens. So out comes Zard. They throw on alignment there, which gives me a full Incinerate for free. And they bait me with the Dragon Claw. So now they're going to throw another Dragon Claw. I know it's only a Dragon Claw. I'm at 100 energy. I can throw the Brave Bird. Again, just not really expecting the shield since they are already down a shield. And we'll see what they want to do. Yeah, they let it go. Out, down goes Zard. If they come back in with the Magnezone, I'll make it to the Flame Charge very easily. I'm only one Incinerate away. But they actually come in with Tina. So we're going to go for the Brave Bird. I expected a shield here, right? But they no shield, which makes it a little bit more sticky. But Dragon Breath Zard really help it out here. We're only going to have to shield once. And then they're going to, of course, be coming out with their Magnezone. So I'm farming up. I'm going to be going for the Dragon Claw bait before they throw. Hoping I grab a shield right here. And I do. And you can see I'm tapping over there at the Blast Burn. But when they throw here, I realize I don't need a Blast Burn. All I need is a Dragon Claw. I'm a Shadow Charizard. Yeah, it's resisted. But who cares? Right? Yeah. Put some one Dragon Breath away from the KO. And at this point, we're just going to farm down the Giratina as well. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. So, yeah, I mean, the Dragon Breath's definitely helped out a lot there that Wing Attack would not have been able to do. With Wing Attack, I don't think it would have won that. That's why I really think that right now at least, Dragon Breath Zard is better. Especially the Shadow version, right? Because you want the heavy fast move pressure from it. Walrein, okay, so y'all probably already know what this team is, right? It's Auroras in the back. This team is everywhere right now. This team is probably the best team in the Holiday Cup, to be honest. It's probably better than my team, but people know about it right now. So people are hunting it, and I knew how to play against it because I recognized it instantly when I saw the Walrein swap in. So I'm going to come in here with my Snorlax, just soak up a ton of damage, and I want to leave this with some energy. We saw that in game one. Snorlax was able to take out the Virizion because I had loaded energy. Now I'm not going to be able to leave with that kind of energy here. However, I am going to get the lick down there. I'm going to come in with my Talonflame. Yeah, there's the Auroras that is hiding in the back. So I'm going to just immediately start boosting my attack with this Flame Charge. There's no way that they shield the first one, which is fine, right? Because we're going to make it to another one in only 10 more turns. So I'm going to shield up whatever they throw here. I expect them to bait, but at the same time, if I get hit with the Meteor Beam, that's game over. So we do throw up the shield. We do get baited. Throw the Flame Charge, and of course, we grab the shield there. Now at this point, they did not build back up to the Meteor Beam. I know it's the Weather Ball. I'm going to go ahead and let that go. They're going to be throwing another Weather Ball. That's perfectly fine. I might be able to incinerate all the way down right here, which my opponent recognizes. They swap out into their Virizion. They're going for the Sacred Sword right here, but that's not going to be enough to take out the Talonflame, and we are taking no chances here. Going straight for the Brave Bird. One shot in the Virizion. Out comes Snorlax, and we're going to be finishing off the Auroras right here, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. I actually only ran into the team twice today. I've seen on streams just non-stop, I've seen that team. I only ran into it twice. Luckily, I was able to beat it twice. However, I will say both of those times, my opponent made some small mistakes, like throwing that second Weather Ball instead of building up to the Meteor Beam. All right. This is my favorite instance of why Shadow Dragon Breath is so good. They're throwing rollouts at me, right? It's double super effective. Golem should be one of the hardest counters out there. If I'm running Wing Attack, it is one of the hardest counters out there. But if I'm running Dragon Breath, we're going to win the 2 shield. Now, I did have to go down a shield there. But if you're a Shadow Charizard and you have a Blast Burn stored, you're almost for sure going to grab a shield somewhere. They come out with Tina. We're just chunking away. Absolutely chunking away at this Tina. We're going to be able to, yeah, grab a shield right there with the Dragon Claw. And at this point, I had got my Snorlax on their Tina. I got my Talonflame on their Steel Wing, by the way. Steel Wing, Skarmory. I saw someone talking about this on Twitter. I don't really know what it's there for. I guess for the Aurorases, but I don't know if that's the play myself. I just don't know. I haven't looked at it. Anyways, we connect with the Flame Charge. We're going to get the farm down. They come out with Tina. I'm going to build up to the Brave Bird. They throw some energy. They have to throw the Ancient Power here to KO. And I mean, really, this game is just over. And I go for the Brave Bird, and they top left. So that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, I got a couple more battles. If you made it this far, you're probably enjoying the video, right? Go ahead and drop that like. I appreciate you. All right, Ninetales lead. They swap out, and here you get to see it in action. This is why we got Earthquake. It's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. And by the way, if you're wondering, Ninetales leads. If they stay in, I normally stay in and let them do 2 charms, and then I do swap out into Dragon Breath Zard. A lot of them swap out before they even realize it's Dragon Breath. There it is. Boom. One shot the Ampharos. You love to see it. You love to see it. Felt so good. Their switch clock's not up, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with my Talonflame. We got to align on this Ninetales again. I told y'all. It happened so much. Excuse me, y'all. We tank the Weather Ball, no big deal. We're going to build up to 100 energy, just like I said earlier. And we're going to throw the Flame Charge. They decide to go ahead and let the Ninetales go. In the back, they have a Magnezone. I'm going to be able to get off another Flame Charge right here. Of course, this will be grabbing a shield. These Incinerates are not doing nothing. They're doing a lot. And look at that. That last one connects. And that's just game. We're going to come in with Snorlax. They're going to be trying to fight for their life in case I have a 10 CP Pidgey in the back. You never know, right? I understand playing it out. We're going to go for the Body Slam since they did deboop themselves. Body Slam should grab the final shield. They're going to throw again right here. Wild Charge takes out Mirror Shot. Actually does not. Snorlax is a good boy. He's very bulky. But we can just come in and Dragon Breath down at this point. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right. Got one more battle for you guys. Let's get it going. Snorlax into Sandslash. So I actually saw a few of these today. Of course, they're running Shadow Claw. It's not a good matchup for them, especially since most Snorlaxes have superpower, so you scare them away pretty quickly. Come out with A9. And immediately, I could have swapped out into Talonflame, and then I still would have had lags onto that Sandslash, but I really wanted to put my Talonflame on that Sandslash. I really did. So I stay in here. What I thought would be a pretty positive matchup for Snorlax is actually a loss in the one shield, unfortunately. Because we're going to get to the next Body Slam right here, but they shielded. And you know what? It's probably only a loss because I think one of these I threw at bad timing, and I gave them 2 turns instead of 1 turn of charm damage. So whatever, or of energy, I guess. Now I am proud of that play right there. If you didn't see what I did, I came in and I didn't really give them a chance to see what move I was running. I'm running Dragon Breath. They assumed that it was going to be Wing Attack, so they come in with the Tina, and then we get alignment that we need. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. Go ahead and leave that like, leave that comment down below. And until next time, this is ChillisFM, reminding you to always keep pushing forward.